North Korea launched a distant ballistic missile into the Sea of Japan after the U.S. and South Korea warned about impending military drills. According to Japanese authorities, the missile on Saturday plunged into waters inside the exclusive economic zone of Japan, about an hour or more after its initial launch, signifying the weapon was one of Pyongyang's prevalent missiles. What were the consequences? Stay tuned to find out more. United States held the joint air exercises bilaterally with Japan and South Korea, including strategic bombers, on Sunday after a day when North Korea dismissed a Hwasong 15 intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, in an unexpected launching drill. It happened after North Korea fired a long-range missile on Saturday into the sea off Japan from its capital, as per its neighbors reporting. A day later, it threatened to take strong measures against the U.S. and South Korea over their joint military exercises. According to the Japanese and the South Korean militaries, the missile was fired at a high angle to avoid reaching neighbors' territories and traveled about 560 miles, 900 kilometers, at the highest altitude of 3,500 miles, 5,700 kilometers, while having a flight for an hour. The details correspond to the ICBM test flight of North Korea in November, which experts say has the established potential to stretch the mainland of the United States if fired on a regular trajectory. This launch flagrantly breaks several resolutions of the UN Security Council. Although U.S. Indo-PACOM determined that there was no direct threat to American personnel, territories, or allies, this launch unnecessarily inflamed emotions and ran the risk of deteriorating the security situation in the area. It only serves to highlight how the DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, keeps prioritizing its illegitimate ballistic missile and WUM programs ahead of the requirements of its public. In addition to urging the DPRK to stop its disruptive behavior and start a real discussion, we urge all nations to denounce these violations. The national security team is constantly cooperating with our partners and friends. The United States will adopt all possible measures to safeguard its territory and its allies in Japan and Korea. Hirokazu Matsuno, a government spokesperson of Japan, reported no damage due to launched missile in the exclusive economic zone of Japan, about 125 miles, 200 kilometers, from Oshima West Island. Oshima lies off the western shoreline of the major Hokkaido island on the northernmost side. On Friday, the Foreign Ministry of North Korea endangered with unprecedentedly robust action against its contenders after an announcement of planned military exercises by South Korea in collaboration with the U.S., intended at polishing their response to the growing threats of the North. The United States intensely condemns the DPRK international test on a ballistic missile. Early Monday, North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles into the ocean off the country's east coast. The sister of leader Kim Jong-un threatened further launches unless military exercises between South Korea and the U.S. were stopped. According to a statement on the state-run Korean Central Media Organization, Kim Yo-jong, one of the nation's top officials, said, "The recurrence of utilizing the Pacific Ocean as our firing range is dependent on the nature of the United States military's actions." KCNA. Pyongyang's intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, launch on Saturday was the country's third experiment in less than a year. Monday's missile test was the second in 3 days. In response to that launch, North Korea saw the U.S. conduct independent drills with South Korea and Japan on Sunday as provocative, in addition to this week's nuclear tabletop exercises between South Korea and the U.S. At the Pentagon, military exercises involving the partners are also anticipated in the Korean Peninsula in the upcoming months. North Korea threatened unprecedented forceful reactions on Friday if the drills proceed. According to Japan's defense ministry, both missiles were launched on Monday at about 7:00 a.m. local time. They fell to the east of the Korean Peninsula, across Japan's exclusive economic zone into the Sea of Japan, popularly called the East Sea. According to a statement from the ministry, the first missile flew approximately 400 kilometers, 248 miles, at a maximum altitude of 62 miles, 100 kilometers, and the second was launched approximately 10 minutes later at a maximum altitude of about 31 miles, 50 kilometers, traveling approximately 217 miles, 350 kilometers, asserting that Monday's launch was a super-large multiple rocket launcher practice, which is a technique of tactical nuclear assault. North Korea admitted it. South Korea believes multi-rocket launchers greater than 600 mm to be ballistic missiles, according to KCNA, which reported that the country launched two 600 mm multi-rocket launcher MRL blasts. Kim Yo-jong said in a statement issued on Monday that North Korea was prepared for additional launches and would take appropriate measures if it believed the placement of United States soldiers in the area posed a danger. As per KCNA, Kim referred to the U.S. when he declared that fanatics who raise tensions within region will have to pay. According to Kim, the only thing left to do is to focus on raising the number of forces, as North Korea now has satisfactory technology and abilities for missile retrieval. According to South Korea's defense ministry, the United States Air Force launched B-1B strategic bombers just on Korean Peninsula on Sunday, with escort support from F-16, 15K and F-35A aircraft from the South Korean and U.S. Air Forces. The two showcased the SK-US combined defense posture and capability by the alliance's immense power. They strengthened combined operational capacity by the prompt and rapid mobilization of the United States strategy, providing a framework force on the Korean Peninsula, the ministry stated in a statement. The following week at the Pentagon, the U.S. and South Korea will also conduct a one-day tabletop practice to prepare retaliation against a potential nuclear attack by North Korea. The partners maintain that their military drills are meant to be defensive. However, North Korea has historically claimed that they are invading preparations. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please remember to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so you can always watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.